Tribe, how we're all doing? Hopefully we're having a really good week, if not a chilly week. It's pretty cold outside. Okay, so but hopefully we're enjoying the rest of the school holidays, and we're in a good frame of mind, ready to attack. All right, so remember, I think I posted up on the Facebook page just a couple of days ago, and listen to this closely. 60% of Australians use cold weather as an excuse to not be exercising, okay? And the way you combat that is by planning. Plan ahead. Plan what you've got happening the next day. Set out your clothes, okay? Write down what you're planning on doing, and then go do it. I'll share you with my experience on Sunday morning. It was 0 degrees outside, 0, all right? I knew it would be cold, but I laid out my clothes, okay? I laid out my cycling gear. I wrote down what session I had in mind, and I had my network of people that were coming with me, and I knew I couldn't disappoint them. So set the alarm, 6:15, gloved up, and out I went. And yeah, it was cold. The first 10 minutes was freezing, and within half an hour I lost feeling in both my hands, but it didn't worry me at that point in time because I was out having a good time. Remember, getting started is really the hardest part. Once you're there, you're fine, but you have to plan first, all right? You have to plan, and there's a great saying, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail, okay? So if there is going to be any obstacles you think might happen the next day, get yourself prepared, go out, get it done, all right? Which leads me to my first topic of conversation, which is networking, okay? Building, a lot of gyms, it's pretty common in the fitness industry for gyms to say, train with a friend, okay? Come with a friend, it's more motivating. Join up with a friend, you'll stay with it longer. And I see the point in that, but I still think that falls pretty much short of the mark. From my experience, friends can let you down. Okay, friends may not necessarily share the same goals that you do, or the same passion for what you like doing. And so I'm a big believer in building a network of people, okay? Not just one friend, but a network of people that share the same interests, same goals, same passions that you do. Now, whether it be running, group fitness, Zumba, whatever it might be, lifting weights, bodybuilding, nutrition, doesn't matter. If you can find people that share those same interests, and then it makes it so much more easy to share experiences and stay on track with your goals with that network of people. And I see it all the time in the gym. I find it especially common amongst runners and cyclists and with the weights guys and stuff. But if you're just doing it alone, or even just doing it with a friend, it can be much easier to fall off the wagon, so to speak. All right, so, and you don't need to necessarily even build up your network in the gym, okay? It could be an online forum. If your goal is losing weight, look at a weight loss forum, or if you enjoy Zumba, whatever it might be. The internet's a great place to be able to share your experiences with people. Facebook, Twitter, social networking. It doesn't really matter, but you want to build up a network of people that are sharing those same interests and goals with you and share those experiences with. You'd be surprised. It really does make a difference, and I can tell you from my own personal experience, it really helps me as well. And if any of the guys here who enjoy running and cycling that are watching this, would attest to the network we have in the club, and so build those networks, guys. Get that group of people going, and a great way of doing that, I can tell you, is either come into a class and meet people, but that's your choice. But build those networks; it'll keep you focused. Okay. Next thing, and I think that we've come a fair way with this in the fitness industry, but there is still, unfortunately, a lot of exercise myths out there. Some of which we've tried very, very hard to debunk, and I think we've done that. But there is still a lot of misconceptions about certain parts of exercise that I just want to have a bit of a chat about today to inform and maybe educate, or if you already know, at least reiterate what you already know. And I've written down a few here. First one is spot reduction. I'm going to keep it really short. You can't spot reduce. You can't reduce the size of your thighs by doing a squat. You can't reduce the size of your tummy by doing a crunch. You can't, okay? You can't reduce from one particular area. If you want to make it smaller, you've got to make the whole thing smaller. Plain and simple. You can tone and shape and firm an area, but you can't reduce it in one particular area doing one particular exercise. If you don't believe me, Google spot reduction. Okay, spot reduction is a myth. All right, next one is women who lift weights get bulky. I'm really seeing in the last couple of years in the fitness industry so many more women lifting weights and lifting them with gusto. All right, keep doing it. Okay, keep doing it. It is great. Weight training is more important for women than it is for men. Main reason, bone density. All right, women lose more bone than men. Studies show weightlifting, okay, is lifting weights, lifting heavier weights is a great way of women to hold on to that bone calcium. And as you age, you're not going to suffer osteoporosis, okay? It's a great preventative measure for your bones. All right, so keep doing it. And if you haven't, got into a weights training program, try out a body pump class as a way of getting started. Speak to a personal trainer and get them to put together a program for you. But please, lift weights. It's great for your metabolism, it's great for your body shape, and you will not bulk up. Plain and simple. You won't turn into one of those veiny female bodybuilders. It is impossible. Okay? So, guys, girls, go out there, pump the iron. Okay? Next one, stretching before exercise. Not necessary, in fact dangerous. Imagine your muscle is like elastic. Okay? Elastic stretches more when it's warm. So why do we stretch when it's cold? Okay, it's just an old myth that some reason is still being perpetuated. Your best way of warming up is just starting at a really slow, gradual version of what you're already doing. So, if you're going to go for a 20-minute treadmill run, just warm up for 5 minutes at a walk and gradually build it up. Okay, let your heart and lungs circulate that blood, and that's the best way of warming up. You do not need to stretch. Stretch afterwards, okay, for your period of time, but you don't need to stretch before. Want to make that exercise as time efficient as possible. Time efficiency. This is the next myth. Okay, it's somewhat controversial. Okay, I know anyone who out there in Cyberland that's watching this who's a swimmer is probably going to be up in arms at what I'm about to say, but I'll say it anyway. I truly believe for the average person, whose goal is to lose weight and tone up, swimming is not the best way of going about it. In fact, it's counterproductive. All right, swimming has its place. Don't get me wrong, and I'll explain. But for the average person with a short amount of time, okay, we all don't have a lot of time, okay, you can do so much more bang for buck by doing ground-based activities like walking, cycling, group fitness, RPM, whatever it might be, than you can in a swimming pool, okay, for a couple of reasons. One, it's very hard to monitor your intensity whilst you're swimming, okay? Two, except most people can't swim for that long. To give you an idea, you would have to do about an hour and 15 minutes, 75 minutes worth of swimming to burn the same amount of calories as you would in a step class, all right? Now, do you just want to be staring down at a black line for 75 minutes in the freezing cold, or would you like to be engaging with other people, burning calories and smiling and having a good time? Or on a treadmill, or whatever it might be. Swimming isn't very time efficient, okay? Not only that, studies have shown that swimming assists in decreasing your bone density if you do it regular enough, okay? If you just swim and just swim alone, there's research, there's part of the research is conducted by Dr. Craig Duncan, who was an old teacher of mine, who's now a strength and conditioning coach for Sydney FC, demonstrated that swimming alone has the same effect as, say, astronauts in space. Okay, that when they're in a unsupported, buoyant environment, you actually lose bone density. Okay, so we don't want that. Okay, we need to support it with some other things. So from bang for buck perspective, okay, swimming is not a great way of going about it. The reason why people generally gravitate towards swimming is if they've had an injury, okay, and they're trying to do rehab, okay, or they're looking for something that's easy, all right? And the thing is, I'll be fairly brutal with you here, guys. Easy and results don't go together, okay? Easy and results don't work, okay? Nothing worthwhile is ever going to come to you easy. You don't need to be exercising and being in pain. You should never be in pain when you're exercising. but there always needs to be a moderate amount of intensity behind the exercise for you to attain that result that you're after, especially if you're time poor. Okay, so part of the reason why we like to gravitate towards swimming is because it's easier, and the second one is people see swimmers' bodies and go, well, if they swim, look at the way that swimmer looks like. The reason why swimmers look the way that they look isn't because they swim, it's because they support their program with regular weight training. Okay, that's the reason why they still look as muscular as they do. Yeah, they might have a broader shoulders from swimming, but their general look, swimmers weight train 3 or 4 times a week in conjunction with their swimming program. Okay, to help maintain their bone density and muscle mass. All right, so there you go. Maybe if you're thinking about swimming and your goal, and you've got short on time, maybe give that one a miss. All right. I think that's it. I might talk about the myths a little bit further on next week. Actually, I do want your feedback. All right. Now, I don't mind if you're a little bit shy or whatever, but especially the swimming people out there, I'm happy to engage and discuss my thoughts with you and whatnot. A couple of things in the club. Remember, we've still got our tour de Genesis happening. Okay, this month, and we've also got. We'll get the signs up in the club very shortly, but we're putting on a very special class at the end of the month to raise money for the Make-A-Wish Foundation for this month. It's going to be awesome. Okay, so stay tuned for that. We're really looking forward to it. So yeah, I think that's about it. Remember, any suggestions, feedback, comments, questions, please feel free to jot them down on our Facebook or YouTube. Subscribe, okay, subscribe to our YouTube channel. All right, please. All right, otherwise have yourselves a great week. Stay focused. All right, lots of energy. See you next time.